All right, welcome back to Epileptic Gaming. It is Friday, November 10th, and we are here in episode 96. And whoever thought that a bunch of rejects could actually get 96 episodes done? Not me. I'm pretty sure my mom even told me it couldn't be done. It can't be done. We're going to jump right into the Stacker 2 top 5. Stacker 2, Stacker 2. 6 hours of power. All right. Force, you ready for the Stacker 2 top 5?
I am ready.
All right.
Does that mean I have to put them in, like, the 5 that I want, or in a specific order, with number 1 being the one
I would guess
the
number
most?
1 is the one you want the most. I mean, that is kind of what, you know, the top 5 list is. So if you'd like, I can start.
Go. You definitely need
All right.
to start.
Number 5 for me, and a lot of people are going to be like, this list is a farce. Because I know Wheat's taste in games. I know that there is one type of game. Actually, there's 2 types of games that Wheat hates. The first one is stealth. The second one is racing. However, when
a stealth racer?
No. The first one is stealth. Oh, my God. A stealth racer would probably make me shoot myself. But this is one of the few games that Famitsu, which is a very, very high-profile and respected gaming publication in Japan, scored the highest PS3 launch title, and that is Ridge Racer 7. Now, Amir Halim, if he was here, he would say, friggin', they release a new Ridge Racer every single time that they release a new console. And while that statement is actually true, the game does look awesome, and for whatever reason, Famitsu actually scored this nearly all 9s. Now, the only game that's ever given a perfect 10s is Final Fantasy 12, and we're going to talk about that a little bit in just a little bit. But Ridge Racer 7, it's a good-looking title. It's coming out for the PS3. That's my number 5.
And I'm glad that you're going first, so I can swap my list. One of the titles that I'm most excited about is a racer coming out for the PS3, and that's called MotorStorm. And I don't know if you've seen photos of it yet, but it's all off track on dirt.
Is that a launch title, though?
It's not. Are we supposed to only doing launch titles?
Well, we are supposed to do launch titles, but if I didn't, you know.
You want to know what? I think, let's see, 2 of my games are on the launch list.
All right, so I guess I've got a top 5 list.
I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay.
My number 5 is, we can throw that one out the window.
What is your number 5?
I'm ready.
Right.
I'm ready with
All
the
right,
rest.
so Force is going to have a Stacker 2 top 4.
I'm going to have a top 4.
All right, my number 4 is a game that we've talked about a lot on Epileptic Gaming, and it was a game that I originally gave a lot more credit to its graphics than what I have been seeing as of late. And when they originally showed this game at E3, the graphics, I'm not sure what was going on, but the graphics, I think, looked a lot better than they do now in some of the gameplay videos that I'm actually checking out. And that is Red Steel. Now, I got to be honest with you. I think this game actually looks like shit. It doesn't look that good. I think the controls, as intuitive as they may be, are a little clunky, are a little rough. But I think that this style of our way of playing FPS could be something that could be innovative for other game companies and other publishers to bring on board. So it's interesting to see how it will actually fare in the Wii launch titles, because it may suck as a game, but the controls might be intuitive enough that other companies pick it up and start to use this in their games. So my number 4 is Red Steel.
You know, I have to say, I just have to throw this out here. When I was looking at the PlayStation 3 launch list, only like 2 or 3 of the games are PlayStation 3. Like every single one of them was a Xbox 360 port.
Yeah. Which
made this, I mean, now that you're pointing out that we want to stay within games that are coming out on launch, made this list extremely difficult to do. I'm sort of
I could,
sad in general, but
okay.
I want to say that I had mine ranked up 1 higher, but I'll move it now, is that I also had Red Steel on my list. I'm really excited to see how a first-person shooter will be done with this new controller, and this is going to be one of the first games that lets me see how it's done. And it excites me more than Call of Duty 3 in the fact that it has, like, swords and things like that it's not just shooting, and that there might be some other elements to the
have
game.
you seen some of the sword gameplay videos?
No, are they the lame?
It looks so like simplistic and basic, and that's why I know Red Steel. I'm more excited about the control opportunities that Red Steel's bringing to the table more than I am about the actual game itself, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like
I'm
Seaman.
excited. That's why I'm excited to see this. How does it control?
Like Seaman was a shitty game, but it brought something new to the table. Can microphones be utilized to play games? Well, the answer was no. I think one PS2 game, whatever that game was, where you like controlled the chick on the ship and she, you were like, open the door. And she's like, I have no ammo. Open the door. I have no, she never understood you, that sort of thing. So it's just a failure. And this is why, these games are important. So let me move on to my number 3, and I'm willing to bet that this is not on Force's list. My number 3 is for the Nintendo Wii. And if I do get a Nintendo Wii, this is pretty much the only other game that I'm going to get, and that is Trauma Center Second Opinion. Now, if you're a DS fan and you've played Trauma Center, you know how excited I actually am for this, because the concept and the originality, the innovation of the original Trauma Center was so cool. Using the DS stylus to basically perform medical operations, on these patients, and they had a nice little story with it. They had a bad virus called guilt that you had to defeat. This is basically Trauma Center DS with great graphics and a new story. So it's not the same story that a lot of people have been led to believe that, it's just a remake. That's not the case. It is Second Opinion. It is something completely different. It follows a different doctor, et cetera, et cetera. But the use of the Wii controller, this seems to me like it's amazing that they're taking a concept that I thought was only able to be done on the DS, and they're now making it available to be played on the Nintendo Wii. Big deal for me. Love Trauma Center. Totally excited about this game. Number 3, Trauma Center Second Opinion.
And I have to tell you, I'm excited to see how that game controls. Too.
Really?
I'd like to see, maybe it's just because I'm hooked on Grey's Anatomy right now, but I'm excited to get in the OR and perform some actual surgery.
Have you played the DS version?
No, I haven't played the DS version, but I can imagine only being better getting to see it with, souped up graphics and the Wii controller.
Right.
The next on my list, and it's actually pretty simple, but the Wii Sports that comes with the Wii actually has me excited, because I think sports games are going to lend themselves really well to the Wii controller, and I think it's something that I can get a lot of people who don't normally play video games to give it a shot. And it's a variety, so I get to see how it controls in a bunch of different, it has baseball, bowling, tennis, all those different versions, so I like to get the variety.
Rance is shaking his head no.
No way, dog. No way. The only thing that, and you're talking to a PC fanboy here, but the only thing that controllers are good for are sports games, okay? So the fact that they're going to change it, like I could be excited for the tennis games, or say like the ping pong game that's going to come out, dude. Like that's going to be awesome motion in the controller and everything. But when you're talking about playing football and like physically like throwing the ball and like tackling.
Hold on. What are the sports games?
What's great about Wii Sports is that it has tennis and it has other games. It's not Wii football. There's several different games to play.
I'm afraid that 80% of those games are just going to be weaker than with a regular controller set, man.
The one I'm most excited about is tennis. By far.
And you know what?
Yeah.
There's actually a
everything
YouTube
else is frosting to the cake.
There's a YouTube video of these cute two Japanese.
I saw those girls. That's what got me hooked.
Yatta! They're going crazy. It's like, oh, that actually looks fun. I could tell you that Wii Sports is not on my list.
Baseball, I'd like to see how baseball plays too. And you want to know what? It's a bonus. It moves up higher on the list because it's free. They're giving it to us. Everything else I have to drop $50 or $60 to get, but that one comes with it.
It's like you at least get to, utilize the controller and get, a little bit about what the console is all about.
Wait. Wii games cost $60?
I think
50 to 60. I think they're 50. Okay. I could be wrong. Wrong.
I hope they're 50, dude, because they look crappier than PS3. And dude, it's still painful that to buy 2 games for the 360, it's $120. Like, how could people complain about the PS3 costing $60 or $600 when if they've got 10 games in their library, they've bought a PS3. It's like, do the freaking math here, people.
The problem is I never have $600 at one time because I'm constantly buying games.
I understand. That's what a piggy bank's for.
That's
damn
what a credit card's for.
Yeah, well, that too. That just gets you in trouble, kid.
I was gonna say, I think my last one got canceled when the PS2 came out.
My my number 2 is my only other PS3 game on my list, and that's going to be Resistance: Fall of Man. And the game looks great. I look forward to the FPS. I've seen it at Digital Life. I've seen the game at E3. It's got a cool concept, World War II, except the aliens invaded. So, it's like old technology with new alien technology. It just looks cool, and it's supposed to have some great multiplayer. I'm hearing some rumblings about some tournaments and stuff going on with it. So, my number 2, Resistance: Fall of Man.
Wow, and I'm going to go totally left field because my number 2 is Resistance: Fall of Man. And that is the fact that Insomniac is making it. I'm pumped for it. All the footage I've seen of it looks awesome.
It looks awesome.
Plus, first-person shooters are where my home is, and I like to see, this is going to be the best one that comes out.
It's a big deal that they're releasing, like, a new franchised FPS.
That's what I'm excited about, is because all they've done is, the Ratchet and Clank so far. I'm excited to see what they do.
Right.
In another realm. So far, they've absolutely blown me away, so they have
It's going to be cool.
my backing.
It's going to be cool. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I don't think it's do we even need to do our number 1 separately? It's easy.
I'm going to be interested because I assumed Resistance would have been your number 1.
Really?
So I have no idea what's coming next.
My number 1 is Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Come on.
Wow. We are in total left field because I absolutely do not want to play Zelda on the Wii.
Are
want
you
it for
kidding me?
What?
And
Wow.
I'm so upset. Listen to this, guys.
Wow.
Sit down and play Zelda. I can play Zelda for 8 hours at a time.
Hey,
Dude, that's pretty surprising to me. that
Can
you're
I
not-
sit in front of my TV and wave my
hold
wand
on.
for 8 hours?
You lose some weight.
Force. Why wouldn't you use your GameCube controller? You've got a Wavebird. I know you do, right?
Yes.
You can play the Wii version with your GameCube controller.
Now that I did not know. I want the GameCube.
That's
version to
why
play
I'm
with
the
my
host of
GameCube controller.
EG, and you're the guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Everyone I've seen looks like they're masturbating.
They
to their
are,
TV. They're
and it looks
constantly waving
dumb.
their wands.
It looks dumb, but you're going to get a better graphical experience if you play it on the Wii with the Wii.
I did not know that it is coming. It is coming
So,
forward.
all right. Well, now that you know that, I'm sure that's your number
controller.
1. But what was your number 1?
Well, and you want to know what? And this one should be up pretty high too. And I never ever would have thought that this would have fallen on a list. But I'm excited to see Rayman.
Oh my God! I knew it was coming. No.
Who makes it?
Ubisoft? I don't know.
Michael Ansel is making it, who made Beyond Good and Evil and King Kong. He is freaking worth my attention to see what he does next. And if anyone can come up with something clever to do with the Wii, I really, really think it will be him.
All right. Well,
I mean, it's kind of like Resistance, It's another first-person shooter, but the reason I'm excited is because I like the people who made it.
all right. Well,
I'm excited
the
to see
game
Rayman
looks
with
good.
him behind
I'll
it.
give it that.
The game looks like crap. Shut up.
Well, I mean,
All Nintendo Wii games, no offense, Nintendo, because I'm buying it when it comes out, but your games look like crap.
yeah.
They look last generation, but some of the stuff I've read that you do with the controller during the game has got me excited. I'm excited to milk a cow and beat animals and throw rabbits around.
Milk a cow.
Dude, I gotta love it. So
I'm excited to try it on the Nintendo.